We are diving northern Martinique, l'Islet de la Perle. The clicking and snapping sounds that you hear, I'm told, are the fish feeding on the coral and the reef. Of course, the bubbles you hear are me breathing through my regulator. Here's a little sergeant major showing territorial behavior. I don't blame him. This is my first deep dive of over 70 feet. My first reaction is, where do I look first? There is so much to see. I'm surprised at the right of color at this depth. The sunlight manages to still reach through and illuminate for us. Each image framed before me is its own beautiful composition. Unbelievable colors, textures, and shapes. Mother Nature has put colors together that I would never think to do as a designer, but yet it works happily down here. This lionfish seems to ignore me, looking intently for his lunch. He is beautiful and dangerous, the venom held in its fin rays. It has become a pest for the Caribbean because it aggressively preys on small fish and invertebrates, and reproduces very quickly. First introduced, as the story goes, in 1992 when Hurricane Andrew destroyed an aquarium in southern Florida, releasing 6 lionfish into Biscayne Bay. The lionfish have been described as one of the most aggressively invasive species on the planet. We saw giant barrel sponges looking like vessels left under the sea, some hiding a small fish or crab, each one unique in shape and texture, no two exactly alike. Later I found out they are the largest species of sponge found growing on the Caribbean coral reefs. They grow in depths of 33 to 390 feet. Wikipedia says their texture is somewhat hard and stony, although I found they felt like compressed cardboard. The giant barrel sponge has been called the redwood of the reef because of its size and estimated lifespan of hundreds to 1,000 or more years. I wonder what causes their free-form shapes to develop. Is it the pull of the current that shapes them, or some other element? Max, our dive master, points out what looks to me like a stonefish. They have the ability to blend in with their surroundings and tend to be quite colorful. They are also extremely poisonous, so just in case, I look and don't touch. The yellow tube sponge, like all sponges, are attached to the reef's surface and are unable to move. If pieces of an individual are broken off by predators or during a storm, they can reattach and begin to grow a new sponge. Max points out what looks like, to me, a French angelfish. He's quite a beauty. I'm discovering the quieter I am with my motions and actions, the more the fish seem to come out and ignore you. It's absolutely amazing to watch their habits. The colors are just incredible. There are black corals and fan corals here. These fish appear to be hiding out in this giant sponge. And just to the right, there looks like there's some kind of red shrimp. This next giant sponge was the most unique shaped one I had seen yet. The only way to describe it is it looks like a giant mushroom. Eric is keeping a watchful eye on his gauges and sharing it with Max. We are nearing the end of our dive, limited by the oxygen we carry. I finally remember to look away from the beautiful reef and look out in the blue beyond and see many, many fish swimming around. Small reef fish, but still very beautiful. This is Patrick directly in front of me, with Eric to his right and Max out front. I think he's really addicted to this. I'm noticing the GoPro wants to be in close to its subject to fill the image and to capture intense color and detail. Something I have to keep reminding myself of as I swim along. This is a beautiful parrotfish swimming up the side here. We meet up with other divers from our boat. It's so cool to watch them floating through space, unconnected from the reef, and drifting in the big blue. The divers' bubbles look like jellyfish as they float to the surface. This guy was not afraid of me in the least. I think he's a parrotfish of some kind because of the shape of his mouth, but I'm still looking to identify him. If anybody knows what he is, drop me a line. Max is indicating to Patrick that it's time to head back. Max points out this little turtle that came into view, and he skimmed by us and was soon out of the frame of the camera, and I caught him as he was heading up to the breaking waves, which of course made me nervous, so I turned around and came back down again. It's very, very cute though. You can tell the current is quite strong here as we begin to make our ascent. If you are new to scuba diving, there are universal hand signals to communicate underwater, regardless of your language. Max is asking us to follow him. He is giving us the OK signal and checking to see that we are OK to surface, and then gives us the thumbs up to go to the surface. Max was an excellent communicator for this dive. Our maximum dive time turned out to be 31 minutes, and our maximum depth was 77 feet. I'm on the surface now, inflating my BCD so I'm buoyant, but I still have air in my tank, and I'm noticing the other divers are on their way up, and I have a chance to film them on their way. Their bubbles make a beautiful sight.